We'll let Nik go first.
Hey, Nik, how's it going?
Good. How are y'all?
Good. So, first outing for you in a little bit. I'm pushing 2 weeks a little bit, and obviously you come into there in a big spot. Runners on first and second with no outs. Just kind of, how do you kind of maintain that edge to where if you do take some time off, be able to come in and be able to step right in, kind of step up to the moment, I guess.
Yeah, it's just being ready each day. If I don't throw, I try to get off the mound a little bit just to work on my stuff, and it's just mentally staying in the game, learning from other guys, their successes and failures, and just kind of building off that. Our staff's been pretty good lately, so yeah, just trying to learn from those guys.
Going off that a little bit, talking with Coach Gaines and even Sean Rapp a couple of weeks ago mentioned how the more last year progressed, because some of you guys were having to throw so much just because of just the lack of depth you had towards the end of the year, just because of random stuff that happened. I guess just how is that something that did kind of start to maybe wear on you a little bit as the year went on, just throwing so much, and just how much of a difference is it? We're only a couple of weeks in, but just how noticeable is that depth for you guys?
Yeah, it's nice. We had a lot of guys really work hard this summer and fall, and it's really paying off for them. So it's really cool to see them have success and just really fun bits of stuff.
I just kind of for this off season, what was the kind of biggest point of emphasis for you? Just what did you really want to improve on?
Yeah, I worked a lot of stuff to my arm side. Picked up a 2-seam and a splitter. So just kind of focusing on making the ball kind of split directions. So I have the cutter, slider, heater, and then sinker and splitter going that way. So it's really just working on the stuff I didn't do well and trying to hone in on weaknesses.
This is obviously first time in 2 years that you guys have had the back-to-back midweeks like this. Just especially for some of these guys who haven't been through this before. Just what did you like about just kind of the approach that everybody took to this week right here, especially coming off a big time emotional series against TCU?
Yeah, I thought we jumped on them pretty well. Got to do a better job putting them away kind of in the end, and we'll do that as the year goes on. Anytime you just get out there and keep playing, it's better than practice day. Those are good too, but we love going out playing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks, Nik.
Johnny Pry. See the teamwork. In here.
Hey guys.
Hey, John, how's it going? I guess kind of going off my last question there to Nik. You haven't gone through the double midweek like this before so far in your early career. Just kind of how different was this week, if at all, compared to any week you went through last year?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I wasn't really used to it. Even last year, it was a lot of games, especially because I didn't play my senior year because of COVID. But we just got to take care of our bodies, especially when we get away from here. Sleep, cover, drink, hydrate, and it should be fine. So yeah, that's just really the most important thing. We have 5 games a week, only 2 practice days, so just gotta recover.
The home run there, just kind of, can you just take us through that bat? What'd you see?
Yeah, let's see, there was 1 out, so I missed it. I actually got down 0-2, and I was in my 2-strike approach, and I just kept fouling pitches off, and I just kept telling myself he's gonna make a mistake, and he ended up doing that, and I got a good swing off on it.
You talked when you were with us last week about just the difference in your approach from last year to this year, but also it seems like, I don't know how much weight you put on since the end of last year, but how much of that was an emphasis for you just kind of as you went through the off season?
Yeah, I wanted to get some strong strength in me. Obviously everyone wants to get stronger, but I really worked hard to follow what Coach Gatz gives us and just take to it in the off season. I like to stay. I don't like to go really heavy in the weight room. I like to be more like what it's going to be for baseball wise. So I don't know. I didn't really focus on it a lot, but obviously I just stuck to a routine, which I do when I'm here.
You obviously we saw you get some action there at first base last year, but kind of going through the offseason and everything, just how much work did you put in just kind of getting comfortable there? How comfortable do you feel there at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, before coming here, I never played there, so it was kind of new. But I worked hard with Coach. Coach Weir's helped me over there a bunch, and just learning from a guy like last year, like Brett. He helped me a bunch over there. But you know, I knew that I had to be able to play there if I wanted to get on the field, and I did, you know, all I could. You know, extra ground balls, you know, picking the ball first, just learning the position, the footwork. The footwork's the hardest thing for me, but yeah, I mean, it's just working hard with Coach and some of the older guys last year.
You guys kind of went through uh in the last 4 innings, you guys didn't get like many hits or didn't get any runs. Was there anything like did that have to do with like the back-to-back midweek matchups, like kind of taking a toll physically on the team, or anything like in particular like the other team did on defense?
No, I mean, we just got to do a better job of putting up better at bats, especially when we get a lead. We got to put a team away. You know, anytime it's a 4-run game, the other team's always one swing away. Obviously, with the grand slam, but we just got to do a better job of, you know, later in the game having better at bats because we can jump on a team early, and then they can jump on us anytime. So, and Coach actually was just talking about that. It takes a if we like have better at bats and put more runs up, it takes less energy out for pitchers. So we don't have to use so many.
Anything else for Johnny?
All set over here.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny.
Hey, Pat, Johnny's gonna do the podcast at 11.
Thank you.
All right, let me go grab Coach and be right back. All right, we'll let Coach make a statement and
How we doing? Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good win. No such thing as a bad one. You know, for the most part, I thought we played pretty clean. Horvath with one error. You know, I thought our pitchers did a good job of picking each other up when they came in. We weren't perfect by any means. I thought offensively we got off to a really good start, and I probably thought the most disappointing thing with it later in the game was our bats weren't as good as they were earlier. And I just talked to the guys about taking pride and not giving any at bats away and not sitting on a lead, you know, trying to get more. But, you know, win 7-3 when you're playing 2 midweek games, it's a great win. I thought Sandy threw pretty good, but with our bullpen depth, we decided to make a change and they all threw well.
Coach, I guess going off of that right there, the first guy to come in is Nik Pry. First time we've seen him in about 2 weeks. To be able to come into that situation, obviously he's a veteran, to be able to step up and, having not thrown a while, be able to get out of that jam so quickly. I mean, just kind of what does that really say about him?
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, it says that we're deeper because Nik threw so much for us last year. And we thought he matched up well with Winthrop. And he's still, I mean, his velocity is better, but he's not where he needs to be, and he knows that. But he still threw fairly well and got us back in the dugout, made some big pitches for us, bridged that gap a little bit. And we knew we wanted him to throw 2 or 3 innings. I don't know how many pitches he threw, but we knew he was fresh, and we wanted, to get him out there, and I thought he did a pretty good job.
Going off that a little bit, I mean, obviously, if you just look at the last 2 seasons, I think it's now 13 home runs given up. And just with his swing and miss stuff, I mean, some of it seems a little bit kind of just odd how it works out, just some bad luck here and there. Just, is there anything in particular that's kind of, that you can identify as a commonality there, or?
Yeah, Nick's a big time competitor, and that's great. I love that trait about him. But you still have to pitch when you're a pitcher. And when you throw the ball down the heart of the plate, and that's where his balls that get hit, he makes mistakes early in the count, 0-0, and sometimes late in the count. And he's a strike thrower, so teams are looking to swing. So he's got to do a little bit better job of not being afraid to throw a ball 0-0, not being afraid to throw a ball 0-1, because he's got the command to come back and win the at bat. But I just think Pat, especially with his fastballs, he just makes too many mistakes middle.
We did talk yesterday a little bit about just the whole idea of playing these back-to-back big weeks for the first time in a while. I mean, just now that we're through the first set of them, I mean, just what did you like about the overall response?
Yeah, and it's good to you find out more about your team, because you have to throw guys out there that may not be in your top 8 pitching wise. And usually in a weekend series, you're going to pitch 6 to 8 guys generally, sometimes less. Some of the staffs that I coached, at times 6 or 7 guys did the bulk of the pitching the whole year. But when you have these 2 midweek games, somebody's got to step up and give you some innings. And that's the good teams have somebody that's, in that 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th guy that can bridge the gap and give you innings. And I thought that was good today.
We've talked about Vance's speed so much, but that triple there to the corner, I mean, it's not too far. I mean, it's kind of just how incredible a play was that, and how often do you think you've seen that?
I haven't. He's the fastest player I've coached, and I've coached some fast ones. His closing speed is as good as anybody, and he plays the game hard. So when he slides, it's not like he slows down to slide. I think all those years playing football and playing quarterback and being an option, more of a run first quarterback. And then, it's just electric, and it's awesome that it's here. I'm thankful that he's here doing it for us. And having coached many guys that, I just tell them you have the green light and you run whenever you want. I don't care what the catcher throws or what the pitcher throws. There aren't many of those, and we're happy that he's wearing our uniform for sure.
Going off that a little bit, like now that he's put some tape out there, I mean, there's very much a concentrated effort you can tell on the opposing side to kind of keep him off the base path as much as possible. I guess, I mean, what sort of conversations have you guys had all about just make sure maybe you're even more alert now?
Well, it can be good from the standpoint of, Vance's got power, and it's not like he's a slap hitter, and they want him to earn his way on. So they're, I was a pitching coach. You can't walk him. Well, okay. If you don't walk him, he hit a double or a home run. It went off the batter's eye yesterday, and he's, that's a double threat. So we're just telling him to make sure you're ready to hit. Teams are going to try to go after you. And then when you get on base, he's so good at getting back. It's just a matter of you pick the pitch, and, good base stealers, they're going to try to go in first, second pitch. They're going to try to go ahead and get to second base, and then you get to third. So that's the next step for Vance. We got to start getting them from second to third. I want to get to second in one pitch and third in the second pitch.
Anything else for Coach, guys?
Coach, so on that last pitch where you Caden struck out to win the game, was there a reason you made that pitching switch? Was it because potentially that Gage got hit on the previous play, or?
No, Gage was good. Gage actually, Gage is just now starting to get back kind of where he was. His fastball velo is up a little bit. He still doesn't have his curveball a similar start he had last year, but he had a minor injury to his leg, so he's starting to really feel good. But I'm weird about your best guys going all week without pitching. We weren't for sure going to use Caden, but I told Coach Gaines today, in my experience, like I might do him some good to face one batter or two batters. He doesn't have to. If it's out of hand, we'll just throw a bullpen. But I thought that worked out perfect. And it's 7-3. I don't want the time run to come to the plate. I don't want to wait and bring him in at that point. I want to give the team no life. And I felt like Caden was the best matchup right there to get the game over.
Anybody else?
I'll ask one quick question. So obviously we can see how powerful of a lineup we have and the ability of everyone to hit home runs already early in the season. Just one loss so far. So could you just talk a little bit about some of the strengths that you see with the team and how they're going to use those to go into this weekend coming off this win?
Yeah, I think that's a great point and a good question. We are more powerful. We played, we had two guys in the 8 and 9 hole today that both have a ton of power. And we can we can produce runs. So that's one of our strengths. We can put some speed in there. We play a lot of like we did today. We have 9 guys that are capable of hitting 10 home runs if they play every day. So we're capable there to have the big inning, but then we can also make some replacements. I think we're athletic, positionally, and that gives us some options throughout the game. And I'm hoping that our pitching staff will continue to evolve in those 9, 10, 11, 12. The depth will get better and better as these guys get experience.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great one.
Thanks, guys.
See you.
Thanks, Coach.